So those of you that know me know that I'm a very upbeat and positive person. And just like I did in Future Esoteric with the section called Utopia, I end Modern Esoteric on a positive note. And the final section in Modern Esoteric is called Thrive. And that's where we're going to go to right now. Despite a planet in distress due to human activity, the big picture is a planet that can regenerate as a living organism does. What's more, there is conclusive evidence that the universe is alive. The basic background energy of the quantum realm builds DNA out of inanimate matter. We have the opportunity to choose what we eat, and thus give our body the best opportunity to heal itself, fight off illness, and thrive to its best ability. And I think we all had a great little meal here tonight. Thanks to everybody who brought something to share. That was wonderful. By studying the frequency and matter resonant within our bodies and with each other, we can better understand everything, because everything in the universe exists within the structure of one fundamental thing that is everywhere in the universe and is on all scales, and that is space. Matter itself is made up of atoms, which are all tiny oscillators vibrating in the structure of the vacuum, and are each made of 99.99999% space. By understanding the structure and dynamics of space, we can better understand everything in the universe. Cymatics is the study of visible sound and vibration. By sending sound waves through matter, such as sand on a plate, a cornstarch and water mixture, various geometric patterns emerge depending on the frequency and amplitude of the sound being played. Resonating matter with sound waves or vibration, like fluid on a speaker, cum or sand spread out on a plate, causes the matter to form various geometric patterns depending on the frequency and amplitude of the sound, a process and phenomenon known as cymatics. Below are some visual depictions of various notes from the Western system of musical scales. There's a Japanese doctor, his name is Dr. Emoto, and he did a whole bunch of studies on cymatics. And he had some volunteers get really angry and curse at the water. And then he put the water under a microscope, and he found that the cellular structure was all chaotic and all over the place and quite frankly ugly. Well, he had the same people pray and tell the water they loved it and open their heart and said how incredible it was that water could give us the life that we need. And Dr. Emoto put those under a microscope, and he found that they were beautiful, these incredible formations. So our minds are so powerful. They're like antennas that can reach out to other people and can radiate beautiful emotions on a physical level. And of course, love is in the unseen realms. Only the narrow middle part of the electromagnetic spectrum is actually visible to humans. Everything in creation, both animate and inanimate, is made up of moving energy. The electromagnetic spectrum extends from low frequencies used for modern radio to gamma radiation at the short end wavelength, covering wavelengths from thousands of kilometers down to a fraction the size of an atom. The long wavelength limit is the size of the universe itself, while it is thought that the short wavelength limit is in the vicinity of the Planck length, although in principle the spectrum is infinite and continuous. Just because we cannot see the atoms that make up our body doesn't mean they don't exist. One can describe the human body as a tool used by the harmonious action between the high and the low chakras, combining them. Beautifully realized that Leonardo da Vinci, when placed the human body in the Star of David, try to imagine a human figure, head and hands and feet, slicing in the pattern, the Star of David. Human nature, then, is to combine the spiritual world and the material world, know how to find a higher purpose and insights in every daily action, but also know to express spiritual messages that he receives in a physical way. We live in a physical world where the only possible connection between the physical and the spiritual world and our essence is this life, is to create the connection. On the one hand, not only be spiritual and yet was not physical, but the ability to live every day with the information that we do receive in the spiritual essence. I think we all recognize this gentleman. Nikola Tesla is responsible for much of the modern technology that is known to the public today. Many of his advanced technologies and discoveries are still patented and have actually been hidden from the general public. Suspiciously absent are also Tesla's greatest inventions, including the world system of giving free energy to the people of the earth. Well, he was crushed because, well, free means free. Cutting out the big oil didn't go over too well with J.P. Morgan and the Rockefellers. Can you imagine how different the world would be today if Tesla succeeded in releasing the world system over 100 years ago? Nikola Tesla was correct when he said our entire biological system, the brain and the earth itself, work on the same frequencies. It's time to tune our biological and our consciousness to resonate with the fundamental harmonics of the universe. The energy field of carbon particle to the spiral arm of the hurricane to the spiral of the galaxy. As above, so below. All contain their own toroidal field, as does every planet. The power of spin is the key to understanding the cosmos and that which unifies us all. Some of you know me as the founder and current event producer of the springtime Weird Street Faire. If not, I invite you to come on down to San Francisco in a costume in 3.5 weeks for some good time dancing in the streets. And our date is May the 4th be with you. And my little note here is that what I discovered from doing the Weird Street Faire for 15 years is that many people come to this and have a totally different experience than what I set about planning for them to do. As the event organizer, I'm very concerned with safety and the little details that go into it. But then people will come up to me and say, well, I was at How Weird and I met my girlfriend, or I met someone and got a job and I'm on a new career trajectory, or even met their soulmate and had a child together. So these are the unintended consequences that have gone into creating this event, and it's my way of giving back. So hopefully you guys can come on out and check it out. Just look at what Martin Luther King and Gandhi did. Here are 2 quotes from the great nonviolent revolutionary leaders of the 20th century. Martin Luther King said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." whereas Gandhi said, truth is never illustrated through the use of violence. All humans are living life, are living light. The scientific description of light as an appearance is characterized by both particles and waves. Like the material form of DNA itself, which is a direct materialization of the structure of light, waves are understood to be always in a spiral or helix form. If in a helix form is seen at its point of rotation, it is observable as a particle. Yet if the same helix form is seen with reference to its limbs of rotation, before or after its point of rotation, it is observable as a wave. So also, light is observed as both particle and wave, depending on which phase of its process is observed by its point of view in space and time. So I hope I've given you some perspective on how you view some of these matters. So as we wrap up here, and in the end, we are at the point of a planetary shift. We all know it. We all feel it. We're at a tipping point. The low vibration of evil seems to be increasing, but in actuality, the higher vibration of light is increasing at a much faster pace. The matrix of darkness is deconstructing, and we are all realizing that we have the potential within us to bring about the needed change. The old, perpetuated in slavery system was created with the sole intention of controlling people through various methods, such as fictitious money, water, food, and chemicals, to name a few. In the old system, the few were the benefactors of all of Earth's resources at the expense of the people. And that's about to change. Many upon many shall awaken and open their eyes of it as if for the first time, seeing the world anew. Many upon many shall bear witness to the magnanimous events occurring in the skies and within their own vessels. For the vessel of time and space, the vessels of the human understanding of time, shall be transformed once and for all. That which was hidden shall become known and open the doors to eternal understanding of that which they are. Thank you very much.